Hello and good afternoon, U.S. Black Chamber constituents. My name is Philip Dunn. I'm one of the program managers here at the United States Black Chamber of Commerce. And I'm joined today again for the fourth time this month. I'm a lucky man working with the career Mavericks, Jessica Sinclair and Alicia M. Campbell. And today they are here for their fourth installment of their series. Their fourth installment today is on stress management. Jessica, Alicia, how are you today?
You're good. Thank you.
Good, great. I'm going to ask you all to go ahead and take it away. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So thank you so much, Phil, for that amazing introduction. And thank you, everybody, again, for taking the time to invest in yourself, in your business, and talk to us, the Career Mavericks, about stress management. So for an agenda, let's talk about stress and why stress is something that as entrepreneurs, we need to be thinking about and planning for and managing. We're then going to go into tips to successfully manage our stress, how to use stress to your advantage in your business. Then we're going to do a little bit of a relaxation activity and then head right into Q&A. So as Phil said, we are the Career Mavericks. My name is Alicia M. Campbell, and my wonderful co-partner is Jessica Sinclair, and we are two women of color on a mission to help and cultivate high-producing students and young adults to change the way they work within their organizations and individually. Myself, I have over 10 years experience within the HR space, and in 2018, I started my own consultancy firm, Culture Shift HR. Jessica Sinclair is the founder of Network Like You Mean It, which is a workshop that provides tips on how to identify, cultivate, and maintain meaningful relationships through networking. She's also an Amazon bestseller. So let's talk about stress. So we know we experience it because our shoulders bunch up, we feel it in our bodies, where it can be extremely tired at times. But stress is actually defined as mental, physical, emotional, and behavioral reactions to any perceived demands or threats. And when that happens, our body automatically goes into a flight or fight response. And so when we feel like we are threatened in any way, or we feel like we're just in a situation that's too much, our bodies react quickly to supply protection by preparing us to take an action. This, over a long period of time, can cause wear and tear on our bodies, which then affects our health, our mental, physical, emotional, and behavioral health. And that could take a toll on us as individuals, but even more so as business owners who are really in deep with our businesses day in and day out. And so we want to make sure we manage it appropriately so it doesn't wear on us too much, and then so we can still be there for our business. So we are here to help. We are very dedicated about stress management because, as both Jessica and I, being entrepreneurs, we understand this toll that stress can take on us. We've both been in those situations where we just want to pull out our hair and go hide under a rock. But because we love what we do so much, we really made the investment to find ways to overcome stress and utilize it to our advantages. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Jessica.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Sinclair, as Alicia mentioned, and I am here to talk about stress management. I am a cardiology nurse, and every single day I work with cardiologists to stress person's heart, no pun intended, but we are looking at the heart because persons are not managing their care. They don't know what to eat, and they don't know how to look at things in a smaller perspective. And so it takes a toll on our whole domain. This domain is so uniquely crafted, and one thing can just throw us off in our body. So what makes something stressful, right? Situations that have strong demands, right? Life transitions, death, right? Weddings can make things stressful. I'm on both of the spectrum. Timing, right? If you do not know how to manage your time, you're overwhelmed, you're breathing crazy, your heart is through the roof. And later on, we'll talk about vital signs. A lot of my patients don't even know their baseline. And as a nurse, that's so important, so I can know what the changes are. How do I know that things are working if you don't know your own health? So that's very important. Control, desirability, right? You may desire for someone and they're not just feeling you. And so now you're stressed. So we're here to help. And let's get down to the basics. So Tip number one is to break down the problem to uncover the cause. So what does that mean? It means that you can't look at the mountain, right? If you're down here at the bottom of the mountain, you have to climb up that mountain step by step. One of the things about me, I love a good foundation, right? My number one thing is always brick by brick. When I talk to persons, it helps me manage my stress and anxiety. So who, what, when, right? The three W's, why, where, the how. These are the things that are going to allow you to break down the stress. One of the things that I taught, and I think it was the confidence boosting class, is, will it matter in 3 minutes? Will it matter in 3 hours? Same thing here. Will it matter in 3 days? Bite-sized task, right? Creating a system. So to break down the problem, you need to know who, what, when, where, how. You'll start to add things under these topics. And also, does it matter right now? Can I just take a chill pill, right? Or do I have to get it done? Again, we have the mountain. We're at the bottom of the mountain. We have to climb stage by stage, brick by brick. Once you understand your foundation, right, stress will be a little bit more manageable, because there's good stress and there's bad stress, right? The good stress, oh my God, I got a new job. The bad stress, I didn't get the job. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How do you manage how you feel? Breaking things down in manageable and chewable, bite-sized ways to combat the bad stress. Tip number two. So I'm all big about breaks. I think a lot of people think if they take a break, they're slackers, right? Let's just change the vocab that we use, right? So if you take a break, doesn't mean that you're lazy. It means that you need uninterrupted time to de-stress, to reflect. One of the things that I learned in nursing school is that a nurse should reflect twice a shift. I'm like, how? Where? Are they in this hospital? Right? You have to implement it, right? I can't tell Phil to go relax now, or Alicia, go reflect now. You have to schedule that in your day. Take the breaks, because breakdown is real. Let me say that again. Breakdown of the body, the mind, right? The temple, it is so real. Maximize the time to execute, just as important, and maximize the time to reflect. I challenge you to go to your job tomorrow or the day after that, or day after that, or even as an entrepreneur, schedule that time and say, listen, management, do you want me to thrive? They love conversations like that, because you are an investment. Any job that you show up to, you're an investment. You're an investment of yourself or your business. Carve out the time. I know someone is like, yeah, Jessica, better said than done. What did we talk about? Technology, right? We spoke about that. This is the last workshop. We talked about using systems. We talked about using something like a Planoly to schedule social media posts for you. We talked about scheduling emails, if you will, not in real time. That allows you to take a break. So I can take a break today because my emails are already going out automatic for me, right? There's three things that I want you guys to understand when it comes to taking a break. It's necessary. It's needed. It will save your life. America is great, but we are a workhorse system. We don't know when to stop. There's 24 hours in a day. I'm not too sure if you can hear me slap my face, do this, but you have to take accountability for yourself. So what do I mean about the three S's, right? System, segments, schedule. So when I have a schedule, now I can put something in a system, right? And now within the system, I'll have segments of time where I can just take a chill pill. Let me say that again. You have the three S's, right? Schedule, system, segment. Changed my life when I was able to categorize my break time based on this. Very big. This is a big tip. Burnout is real. We're talking about respirations, heart rate. And again, we'll deep dive in that a little bit later. But tip number 2 is just as important as tip number 1. However, you have to be vigilant. with your breaks. It's like you're at a job, like, did you take a break? No, I didn't. No one's going to follow up with you. You have to be brave and say, guess what, guys? I have to take this break for my mental health. That 5-minute break brings you back more restored, more energy. Tell them at work, do you want me to soar with productivity today? You have to use words that work. Know your positive words to get that needle moved for your wellness, ladies and gentlemen tuning in. Systems, the 3 S's, right? Nail that. You have to, because your family depends on you. It's not about you. I remember talking about the why in Network Like You Mean It. Everything that we're talking is bigger than you. But you are a key player. You are a key stakeholder in your own stress management system. Tip number 3. So tip number 3 is the overall care of your body, right? This tip, just like just how I mentioned in confidence, this is about you, the person, okay? Taking control. 6 to 8 glasses of water. If you need lemon, put it in there, right? I'm not big on sugar, but they have things that you can add to your water to make it more manageable. 6 to 8 glasses is a lot, but give yourself a challenge. I love a challenge, like, the water challenge. Get an accountability partner, even if it's on social, right? If you guys are working from home, say, listen, girl, or listen, homie, call me or text me at 2:00 to say, hey, did you drink water yet? They have water drinking apps. Google it. These systems, like I told you, will make your life easier, right? You have to do that. Self-care is not selfish. And that is so important because we're coming out of COVID-19, or we're still in it rather. And so we had so much time to do self-care. Persons were washing their hair more frequent, right? Regular bedtime. How many of you guys are going to bed on time? This is a body. This is a computer. This is a computer. This is the best darn computer you're ever going to get, and you only get one. Schedule your bedtime. And one of the things that I want to talk about the bedtime, our body is so sensitive. Our body knows when we're bringing stress into our sleep haven. Shut it down. Don't go on social media an hour before bed. Don't check that email an hour for bed. Get off the phone. It is so important for us to know when to power down, to power back up, right? Stress management, about appearance. Maybe you take your clothes out the day before. I did that, especially as an adolescent. It's something that I can't break now. So the day before something is happening, an event, going to work, my clothes out the day before. Don't get up if you're not an early morning person to go iron a shirt. Now you're flustered. It's the little things that affect your stress that makes everything explode, right? So you have to be accountable. One of the things about this particular tip is to take care of your body is understanding that you don't have to be a perfectionist at everything, right? How many of us out there are type A's? If I don't do it, it'll never get done. Mindset shift. That is not okay, right? There's no I in team. Again, the holistic body is very important, mind, body, and soul. And so you have to be accountable. Set reminders, set tasks for the day. This is not going to be easy because life will throw you curveballs every single day. Understand that you are in control. Understand that if your cutoff is 7:00 for technology, stick to your guns. And know that no one is perfect. Understand that within the motif of perfectionism, it is not realistic. You're supposed to make a mistake because that's how you grow. Understand that throughout stress, there's a lot of learning here. Coming up today, you're learning. You may not get a tip right away, but you're going to work it, right? So again, it's all about what you're putting in. How many of us are really eating veggies and greens? They have this whole organic thing that's going out there. Even if you can't afford our organic, wash off the canned produce or whatever comes in a can. Make sure you're rinsing it properly. There's a lot of sodium in what we eat, right? There's a book that's called Sugar is the Enemy, worse than salt, right? So if you're gonna have something sweet, make sure you're chasing it with some water. It's the simple things that can change your life. That's what I'm here to tell you. It's the simple things. Tip number 4. Tip number 4 is very important. This tip is all about writing things down, accountability. I told you guys from before, I'm the journal queen. What bothered you today? How did you react to a situation, right? Did you speak to your supervisor? Did you speak to a talent or a contractor or a vendor that you could have done better? So there's one thing to self-reflect in your mind, like, okay, Jess, that wasn't the right tone. But now it's another thing to put it on paper. This particular journal is from a nurse and it's called A Sprinkle of Thoughts. And every single day I jot something down because it allows me to reflect and it makes me accountable visually to jot things down. Vision board. I'm going to turn my computer over a bit. There's a board there, right? I told you guys I love a good post-it. So that is my vision board. So I do mine every month. Every day is kind of unrealistic for me. What do you want? Right? What do you want? What do you need? And how can it help? Allowing you to manage your stress, preventing stress to even occur. Envision it, see it, right? Also, Alicia had mentioned last time about the apps where you can use real-time notebooks, right? Those apps will make you accountable because they have reminders. And one of the things that I do like about apps, they give you notifications, right? Something like this, a journal, you kind of put it down, but you see how I flag things. You have to journal. You have to write things down. Self-reflection will allow you to reduce your anxiety. I don't want to see you in the OR. I don't want to see you in the cardiology suite because you didn't come to this class, perhaps, or you didn't give yourself a really good time to change. It takes 3 to 6 months for change to really happen, minimum. Give yourself the time to make your life matter. Write things down. Very important. And I love journaling because it expresses yourself. And again, I challenge you to jot questions down about your day and how you feel. Feelings are real. Black and brown persons are not going to seek counselors, but we'll talk about that in that tip is coming up. Tip number 5, learn to say no. Learning to say no took a while for me because I thought I can conquer the world. I'm like, okay, box, I love a good check box, and my box were not being checked off. I was getting anxious because I did not know how to say no. I was on everyone's board, right? I'm a small business consultant. I'm a nurse. It's like, when does it stop? And it took someone in my network to say, guess what, Jessica, something is not right here. You're no longer centered. One of the things about saying no, it allows you to self-center yourself. Self-center, you put you first. It's like putting on the oxygen mask. And they tell you time and time again, and in the airplane, I'm like, go sit down. I know this, right? You have to save yourself. Phil's laughing like, I'm so tired of it. Like, stop, right? But we're innate, some of us, to put the mask on for someone else first. But what happens to you? So the same thing here. Saying no is saving yourself, honestly. You can be assertive and still say no, right? Or you can just say no, period. I can't do it today, but I can probably do it tomorrow or the next day, right? Balance. I realize sometimes it's kind of unrealistic. I love to blend. Blend works for me. So that means at 2:00, I'm gonna hop on the Career Mavericks. I'm gonna talk to Alicia. Then I'm gonna put the Black Chamber next. It's a blend for me. That works better for maximizing my system. We talked about that earlier. If you're just tuning in, we talked about the 3 systems. The systems are systems, segments, and schedule. Once you can nail that, you'll breathe. You won't be as tense, right? You have to make yourself accountable, guys. Nobody else is going to tell you to go take a break. It's so important because I see it every day. I'm in a field every day. I don't take a break. It's so hard because I'm the only nurse in the OR. But I self-reflect, like, okay, Jessica, you didn't get a break, but you can do this. You were strong. You wouldn't be put in this position if you could not. You see what I'm doing there? So you're not probably going to get it all all the time, right? But I always make sure that I have a water nearby and I close my eyes and I reflect. And we will do something a little bit later together because this is so important. And this is why this is the last workshop. It's so important for us Black and brown persons to understand, stress management in a way where it's not expensive. Not everybody can go to the spa, right? Not everybody can go eat green. That's why I mentioned canned. I don't know everyone's economic level here, but what I do know is that these tips can change your life. Tip number 6, I mentioned it earlier, and that was seeking professional help, excuse me. And I guarantee if you text someone right now in your network and said, have you ever been to a counselor or a psychiatrist? You're probably going to get 2 no's. It's not something that resonates with us. You know, growing up, our parents and everyone's kinfolk, if you will. I don't know whose island, and go read the Bible, you know. And if you understand the Bible and how and who wrote it, you would understand that not everything can be answered. Sometimes you need the professional help, these experts that went to school and executed and got a certificate. And I'm not here to preach, but I'm just telling you guys that not everything is there. And I'm not here on a spiritual level. They have given us this platform, this outlet, right? And if that particular tip or what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. But what I'm saying is to our Black and brown persons, it's more help out there than that. You know, I mentioned earlier in this conversation, excuse me, not this one in particular, but overall, because I consider this a conversation, although you guys are not talking back. I talked about the Jewish community and why I always get teary eyed. So excuse me if that happened. When the professor said, "Why are you here?" I said, I want to understand how and why this community grows and how you guys communicate together. So again, what I'm saying to you is that you may not have the coins, and I think a lot of plans right now, healthcare plans, should have mental health on the table. If it's not on the table at your job, something is wrong. Join a committee, get a committee together. Black and brown, we need mental health awareness. And so what made me emotional is that he didn't want me in the class. They didn't want me there, because what I got from there is that community is very important. Counseling is very important. Confiding in someone is very important. So I'm bringing it here. This is why you're here, right? We're learning transferable skills. I need somebody to go home and tell somebody that it's okay to seek counseling. I need that to happen, right? Change is good. Change happens when you baggage, unload. You know, I don't know everyone's story, guys. I don't, but I know we have a lot on our backs. We carry so much years and years of burden. Um, it's I it's a lot. It's a lot. But we're here today, right, to learn. And so if you can just see where we've come from, it's so much, with the injustice. I don't have a TV. I've never been big on, excuse me, as I digress a bit, I was never big on the news and everything. I'm a reader, and just very, very impressed by other cultures. But we have a lot of work to do, guys. We really do. And we need the community. We need the counselors. If you know someone that can do a vlog about de-stressing, or a counselor, tell them to do it. Tell them to give us 5 minutes of their time to help save a life. Um, it's just so important for us to seek professional help. I'm just tired of the numbers, the statistics of how many of us are committing suicide. That's not on the news. As an industry insider, as I like to call myself, because I'm a healthcare professional, um, if only you guys knew, I'm not a person to do scare tactics. This is not what I'm here for. But I wouldn't be myself if I didn't tell you guys to go seek professional help. Your care plan has it. Find someone that can work with the co-payments. You need it. You need it. Even if it's just venting or what have you, it may not be, oh my God, I'm here to de-stress. But let me tell you something, they know the questions to ask. We have a lot, we've witnessed a lot of trauma, our families have, and so let me just wrap up really quickly on this tip, but projection is real. Projection is real, and so we were brought up by hopefully a mom or a dad or someone in our families. We don't know what they've been through, and they project to us. So that one question that therapist can ask, like, oh my gosh, now I know why. Life changing right there. So we talked about vital signs earlier. I mentioned that one of the questions that I ask, I don't know if every nurse asks their patient this coming into the setting. So I'm in more of an outpatient hospital setting. And so as I prepare them, I put the 12 lead EKG, they're like, oh my God, I'm a robot. And they laugh and everything. So I like to make things lighthearted for my patients or clients, as we're supposed to call them. And I'm like, Miss Jones, your blood pressure is 200 over 100. I don't know. I guess that's normal. No, it's not, Miss Jones. Absolutely not. Jot this down. The average blood pressure is 120 over 80. Now, this is textbook blood pressure. Of course, everyone's lifestyle is different, but you need to know a baseline. So if I'm telling you it's 200 over 100 or whatever number I just threw out there, I don't want you to come for me in a negative way. You just didn't know, right? This is all good. No, it's not, right? So now that's a teachable moment. How much sodium do you intake? And then I have the doctor at the door. So let's go, Sinclair, wrap it up. I said, hold on. I cannot do that, right? This is my time with my client. And so as the healthcare system progresses, time is gold and time is currency in the healthcare system. If you guys don't know, now you know, right? And so I need you guys to understand that. So what I just talk about, blood pressure, okay? So understand that a baseline textbook blood pressure is 120 over 80. Heart rate. Mrs. Jones, I'm just using her again. Your heart rate is 200. Oh, somebody mentioned that happens when, you don't take your blood pressure medication. Mrs. Jones, no. Your baseline is 60 to 100. Your baseline is 60 beats per minute to 100. So one of the things that I want to do right now is for you guys all to grab your wrist, right? And this is a way for you to take a pulse. Let's see. So basically, you want to do it by the pinky. Pinky has a lot more bouncing pulse, and you're going to put pressure. So you have the two fingers, and I'm going to stop talking, and I kind of want to see if you guys can. I mean, you don't have a clock in front, but feel your heartbeat right here. And if you don't feel it, go a little bit deeper. Persons may be dehydrated. I know I feel mine. If you don't feel it by the pinky, go over to the thumb. These are all main veins here, right? If you don't feel it, I know you see I have a vein here already, right? Also, just exactly what Phil's doing. So my next thing would be come up here, right? You have the jugular, very big. That's like why, in movies, I don't know, Kung Fu, maybe I'm aging myself. My dad's Jamaican. Martial arts, they go for here. Why? We can stop your breathing from here as well. So be careful putting the pressure here. That's why I said to do the risk is more safe. Understand that in one beat, it should be about 60, right? I wonder if I can just, let me plug this. Right? So it's like this, tachycardia, no good. Go to your doctor right away. Bum, bum. Lub-a-dub is what it's called, lub-a-dub, right? Understand the sounds as well, guys, right? Very big in our discovery, in our greatness, knowing when your heart is too fast. So anything over 100 is considered tachycardia, and that's an irregular rhythm. Some people can live on there. One of the things that I do, if your heart rate is over 130, we're going to shock you in a rhythm based on your comorbidities. We're not outside shocking everybody, right? You come in with your referral, but understand that shocking your heart, we're super powering some electricity, some joules. I start off at 200, all clear, I'm shocking you, period. Listen to your body. Now, somebody say, oh, what about lower than 60? I'll tell you what that means, bradycardia. 60 and lesser than that is not good as well. You can faint. Oh, okay, you guys can still hear me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not connected. You guys can faint, right? Dehydration. Ladies, where are you guys in the room? Something called a tilt test. Susan, I've been here. I love Susan. Susan, girl, you know, we faint easier than men, right? There's a testing called tilt table. And so I have you guys, ladies, I haven't done it yet. See, someone said they fainted years ago. And this is not necessarily the best diagnostic test. A lot of cardiologists are phasing from it, excuse me. And so you're upright on a stretcher, kind of like a stretcher, a bed, and I'm tilting you, hon. I'm tilting you until you pass, well, not until you pass out, until you tell me a sensation of feeling lightheaded, and then I look at your vitals, right? I'm like, oh my God, Susan drops to 30, her heart rate, hello, that's not, I know I have to do CPR, I have to save Susan's life. Nobody's walking around on the train in everyday life with a CPR kit. They're expensive. This is why, guys, I'm spending valuable time on vital signs, because you got to know it. The next time you go for your wellness, which is every year, I don't want to hear, oh, life happened, it's year 4. What? Black and brown persons, that's them. And then I get my Asian community, because a lot of them are big on cigarettes. And I'm not coming for any particular race. You know, we are here at the Black Chambers for a reason. And so please, if I'm, you know, I'm coming from a good place. And you know, I want to make sure that you guys are good. And you know, if you guys are blended, if you're mixed race, just understand that I'm using these categories or demographics because this is what I see in my career. There's a thing about the clammy hands. You know, I realized as a nursing student, I kept on rubbing my hands. Why? They were clammy. I'm stressed. But I did not know that. It may not be the glistening of the brow is what they have taught us over the years. It could be that your hand is moist and sweaty. Why? Sweaty's the other word, but clammy hands, right? A trickle in the nape of your back. When your hair and your back stands up. Ladies, remember, and a stroke for us is silent. How serious, right? A lot of you guys have small strokes every day. You don't know it because you don't know your vital signs, or you don't know how your body is feeling because you're always so lit. You're always so wound up. You're so stressed. Right? So you have to understand the vitals. The last vital that we're going to talk about is respirations, right? So you have breathing that's like this, and now you're desperate for the air. You're desperate for the O2 and the CO2. So now your body's like this. I was an asthmatic for many years of my life, and I was just walking around like this. This made me comfortable, like this, you know, and it allowed for the anaerobic respirations, right? Anaerobic respirations to happen. This happens every time we talk and whatnot. And so this was the only way for me to breathe a good breath in. So right now, if everyone could just take a 2-second break. If we can just all put our feet down on the floor, and let me just put my my earpiece back in. I don't want you guys to get distracted by the noise. Really quick, sorry about that. And so what I'm trying to show you guys right now is put one hand on your stomach, like a little bit under the breast line. That's the diaphragm. And breathe in, breathe out. Good, breathe in. So this is normal, right? This is not normal. Not normal. You're fighting for CO2 compensate. Your body's compensating for the lack of oxygen. I'm not going to get too technical here. There's another class for that on a different chair to learn medical terminology. I'm working on that, so stay tuned. But the simple thing is, breathing is easy. You shouldn't even be thinking about it. When you're like this, hello, not good. I know a lot of us are not walking around looking at the minutes like, oh my goodness, a minute has passed since my last respiration, but your breathing should be 12 to 20 inspirations per minute. So as I talked, I probably already breathed in 12 times already. You don't know it, but I understand my diaphragm. That's why I said this is where we look at the patients to see if they're on baseline, right? And then we can listen and everything like that. But it's a visual thing. Look at your bodies. Look at your body. I don't know everyone's body. We can't possibly. Only you can save yourself, period. Eyes extension. This is not a vital sign, but it plays a part, right? Are your eyes relaxed like mine, or are they distended? Distended. Are your pupils dilated? Are they big? Do you see a vessel? We all have veins in our eyes, right? Do you have a lot of spots in your eyes? I do when I'm tired, right? A lot of African-American persons have brown spot. That's just called pigmentation. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying, but then you have underlying veins. Understand your body, understand your body. And, again, it just makes me sad most times talking about stress management because we put it on the back burner, and some of us financially feel as if we can't do the things that the other persons are doing. But I have 7 tips here that are free. You have to work the system. Everything that the career Mavericks have brought to the table has been gems. You have to work them. You have to work them. So this is such, I know I'm coming off of my high, but this is so important because this next tip is all about relaxation techniques. We spoke about the daily affirmations and confidence, right? We did it together. Susan and all the other girls that are coming back. How many of you guys did the 21-day challenge? Don't take it personal, Susan. I just know your name, right? We've been here, this is our fourth Thursday. How many of you guys have done the affirmations? Right? And I told you guys, even if it's not every day, maybe every other day, but after that, after 2 days of not doing something, you're back to your normal routine. And so I'm bringing that back up again, daily affirmations, listening to music that's soothing, even if you're at the desk. Jazz on Pandora is my favorite thing. It's like jazz again, but it does something to me versus actually hearing the singer. I love the jazz, right? Life is busy, right? So after you work, I don't know if persons have children or if they have a husband or a wife or whatever the marriage or relationship is, it's all well and good. When did you take a time out and put on your door, I need 5 minutes? I did it, and my mom's like, who do you think you are? I'm like, Jessica Sinclair, and I said I need 5 minutes, woman, So you have to do the work. You have to put the post-it up. You have to put the sign up. Your brain needs to deactivate. That's why sleeping 8 hours is so important. So important. Okay, so I'm excited about this. This is our 10 minutes of relaxation time. And we don't have to do the whole 10 because we're at 5:40, but I would love for you guys to just hear some of it. Alicia?
Yeah, just bringing it up.
Excellent.
I don't know if it will, can you hear it?
Close your eyes if you want to. This is your time. This is your safe space. Nature, right? So we'll take a pause. I don't want anyone to go to sleep, but it's so important, guys, to be one with nature, right? is a saying that we came from the dirt, we're going to go back in dirt. Again, I'm not, as far as faith and spirit, I'm more spiritual, whatever, but it's so important. The church, what did you guys hear? I would love to unmute someone really quick, Phil, to ask them what they heard, or even yourself. What did you hear in that 50 seconds? We didn't even do the whole thing. Give me some things that you heard.
Well, for me, I heard nature, right? I heard birds chirping. I heard, uninterrupted nature. And I think that once we reconnect to the earth, we sort of recharge and recenter and gain that peace that you were talking about earlier. So I'm definitely a fan of this type of technique because I understand what it does to us. Just like going outside, barefoot and plugging into the earth, is one way to really re-energize yourself. So that's what I heard. Is there anyone that wants to raise their hand and share what they heard?
Let's see. So true. Nature walk. Someone said guided. Yes, this guided imagery, very important. Someone said they heard peace. It's so good. It's so good. But you have to work on it, right? Like I said, set that up. So all right, let's Alicia, get me back. Let's get us back out of this. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about before we do the Q&A is my crystals. And again, my niece knows that I'm a Jackie of all trades, and she goes, Auntie, let's do crystal shopping. And so I just wanted to share with you guys how energy can help with our stress management. And okay, I would go into this slide before I talk about crystals, because this is an add-on right now. So how to use stress to your advantage, right? It will increase your self-awareness, get creative with your solutions, identify the most pressing priorities, right? Will it matter in 3 minutes, 3 seconds, 3 days? Increase your knowledge on your body, right? To find new opportunities, right? For growth. What is your blood pressure? What is your heart rate? What is your respirations? Are you sleeping 8 hours to kill that board meeting or what have you, right? Everything matters, because this is the homeostasis of our body. When this is down, there's nothing that you can do. Develop new strategies. This is what today's all about. Understanding that you matter. Understand that you have to self-reflect. Understand that you may have to go on YouTube, child, and listen to a 10-minute nature guided imagery, if you will. And guys, this is the one that really tugged on my heartstrings. Please ask for help. Please ask for help. It is okay. Everyone is doing it. Every other community is doing it, and we're so far behind in that. And again, it's the history, right? 800, 900 years is not that, far from now, or from where we're at. We just have so much baggage. I'm trying to use my words very wisely here. But manage your stress, right? Prevent stress. I don't even want to say manage it, because I'm not claiming it. Let me change my tune, right? Prevent stress from happening, period. That's what we're about today. Prevention, preventative medicine is what we're here about. To my entrepreneurs and to my corporate America persons, use your sick days. Game changing. Ask for a wellness day. Use your personal day just to go this summer, go for a walk. We've been through so much last year, and we're still going through the fighting the good fight. Persons are still being killed every day. It's a lot on us. And so, this is a great segue into this new, I guess I would say, hobby of mine now, that I am collecting crystals. And as you guys know, I'm a sage queen. I really have seen changes in my career since burning my sage a few months ago. So it's so important. And again, I'm more spiritual than anything else. And so I just want to explain that this is the black, onyx. There's so many stones out there, but these are my top 3, 4 de-stressing. So the black onyx is here, and this is a stone that is helpful to revealing stress and emotional stability. How many of us are like, hi, I'm Jessica today, and like, oh my God, like, it's just so many variables to our emotional stress, right? It's so important for that piece to be acknowledged. And this one also helps to manifest goals. So this is my this is my black onyx. My next crystal is the bloodstone. And what's so dope about this one, it is so green, which I love green, right? And has red. It's called bloodstone. It has specks of red. You really have to like look closely. And again, this one is for courage, taking the courage to take a break, right? This one also is very big for women who are stressful for childbearing. It helps your uterus also relax, okay? And if you are fearful and angry, it brings calming to yourself. So namaste with that one. And my last one that I would love to share with you is the green cayenne, and it's pretty rugged. It's like finding a rock on the street, which I love that it's pretty rugged. And when I feel it, I feel the textures. And so this one is used for a lot of the chakras. There's so many different meditation out there that you can incorporate that are free. And this one gives you a centeredness and a feeling of lightness. So these are my crystals that I'm sharing with you today. And I'm so happy that you guys have invested your time with the Career Mavericks and the Black Chamber. It's been an honor to serve our community. Absolutely.
Yes. And so that wraps up the time that we have for our stress management session. Thank you everybody again for participating, for sharing in the chat, for learning and taking the time for this. We are very excited to hopefully come back to the US Black Chambers and talk more in the upcoming months, but please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Jessica. I'll put our contact info in the chat if you have any questions and you want to email us.
Please, yes. And follow us on social so you can see what we're doing next as well. Thank you.
Right.
Oh, yes, the bracelet. I got the bracelet too, girl. Evelyn. Girl, let's go shopping. Okay, Phil, let me calm down. Okay. Let me be cool. See, I have that bracelet too. Over to you, Phil.
All right. Hey,
Hey,
thank y'all so much. And again, another, great, awesome webinar. And, mental health, stress management is also very important. One of the things that we don't realize is that many of our nation's top CEOs, Fortune 500 CEOs, they all practice some of the tips that Jessica talked about in the webinar today. Many of the leaders that support those CEOs, they all practice. Many of them practice some of the tips in this webinar today. So I think it's really important that we really study this webinar and figure out ways to sort of center ourselves and make sure that as we go on our entrepreneurship journey, that we're practicing these things so that we can have a little bit more longevity than the folks that came before us. So what I'd like to do is every week, I've asked a couple of questions that have either come up in the chat or just some that I jotted down myself. And Jessica, one of the things for our community, you mentioned it. Sometimes we don't take mental health and stress management seriously. What message do you have for those folks that are kind of skeptical about this particular topic?
Try it. Speak to someone. There's communities out there. I wish I had chopped down this Facebook group, but Facebook groups are life changing because it's like a free way of learning. And so they have I think it's called Black Therapists. It's a Facebook group. Pick a
Black
brain.
Therapist Rock. Black Therapist Rock.
Okay, that is it. Yes. And so, Phil, just get started. Get out of your own mindset. Like I said, things have been projected. Get the Bible, get the Bible, get the Bible. But we have experts out there now. So it's a generational thing. And so just get started. Like, just give somebody a chance before you go into their office, go into a Facebook group. For any of the topics that we've taught thus far, go into a Facebook group. They're there. You know what I mean? Or, not or, another thing is, do a poll. How many of you guys have considered therapy? Oh my goodness, right? So now there's a commonality, and then you can say, what actually got you going more consistent? And that's how life change happens, Phil, by asking a question.
Right.
It's bigger than you. Remember, you guys are the foundation.
Right.
Allow your child to seek therapy.
Right.
You know?
No, I agree. A very good response there. It takes me into this next question. You talked about,
This guy's
you know,
good.
listening to your body, knowing your body, right? And
Yes.
so in that tip, you know, I took down, you know, understanding, or that was tip number 7, talking about your vital signs. It talked about blood pressure, heart rate, some of our physical, you know, characteristics, whether or not you have clammy hands or,
Mhm.
you know, sweating, excessive sweating. You know, maybe there's 1 or 2 more things, but, you know, what can we tell the folks who are watching now and the folks who will watch the recorded version? What can we tell them, you know, about exercise and the importance of exercise? What should they be doing?
Put it in your daily life, put it in your weekly life, put it in your monthly life. Use the apps that Alicia and I have spoke about to say, did I do a chair pose today? I mean, chair pose is sitting in the, you know, if you're standing, you're going to put yourself down, but did I do a tree pose? Like, come on, people, right? Did I do a back bend? And I'm at my cubicle, right? Did I sway side to side? Set a reminder. These are the little things. I love yoga. I used to be more of a yogi. And so a lot of this stuff resonates. So Alicia, I'm a yogi, okay? So stop. She's like, she's like, here we go with the thing. But I never disclosed that with her. I guess I was fearful.
No.
I'm joking. No, but yoga has made me more centered because I'm a high functioning person. So knowing your body, it allowed me to relax a bit. I'd always have to be on. So find out what works for you. Some people can do, I think Susan, she does guided imagery. I may have to do that because the meditation child, I can't keep this brain to be quiet. So that doesn't work for me, Phil. But what I'm saying to you is there's an exercise out there for someone, right? And it could just be you doing some yoga in your chair. Also, what I realized that tricks my brain is drinking more water, because now I'm walking more to the loo, right? I'm walking more to the ladies. I'm like, yes, right? Also, use the app. I know a lot of you guys have smartphones, the Step app. It monitors how much steps so now you're gonna make, I'm not taking the elevator today, right? I'm taking the stairs. Put that on paper. Try. All I'm asking for you guys to do is try, because like Phil said, it's a community effort, right? We want to live longer, and we are. Some of us are.
Right.
A lot of people in the islands are. I know that because I read the statistics. I'm a subscriber to Caribbean Health, but I say that because they're getting more sun.
Yeah.
Right? Can you take 2 seconds to come out of the office to just go outside and just look at the sun and come back inside? Oh, that vitamin D, forget it. What it does for you, right? Energy boosting, helps the bones. I'm not claiming arthritis. I don't want you guys to have osteoporosis, right? We're sitting too much. Zoom land. So you're not walking to the cubicle to say hi to Alicia anymore, right? Phil, the theme is getting there.
Right.
Getting there. Just get started, please. I can't stress enough how many Black and brown hearts it's, if you see the procedure, Phil, maybe I gotta do a scare tactic, honey. Maybe I gotta do like how they do in London. They put a big lung with the cancer because some of us still don't get it. Yeah. They're going to leave today feeling pumped up, and they're not going to do it tomorrow. And I that's not my burden to bear anymore. I used to just always stress out over patients. I can't anymore for my livelihood, but get started.
Get started.
Yeah.
You're saying some really, powerful stuff, because I think that folks, need to take away from this, that these are things that are practical that we can do. Right. Yeah. I know every, morning I wake up and, some mornings I go and I exercise. Other mornings, I get my cup of coffee. I go sit on the back porch. My dog is somewhere running around. And that's like my 5 to 10 minutes of relaxation. So I managed to build in some of that time. But what you just described is easily, implementable throughout our day. We just have to find ways to plug them in, and then they become a regular part of what we do.
Right. And what I talked about earlier is word switching, right? Stop saying fine, just do it.
Do it.
Right? Just do it. We keep it all well. Like yesterday, there's a slogan. It said yesterday, you said today.
Yesterday, you said today. Yeah.
Stop.
And another tip that I found is, there is time throughout the day. I mean, if you watch television, there's time there. If you're, reading, social media, there's time there. There's ways to compress your social media usage so that you get the same amount of consumption in a shorter amount of time. And then you have more time to do other things. So
absolutely, that matter, right?
Yeah.
Family dynamics here in America is just so different. I just wanted to say that there's 2 apps that are jotted here, guys. Susan said mindful matters. Alicia, I'm sorry. It's called Headspace. I'm jotting that down because I need that. Headspace is an app. She said it's very helpful. Thank you, Alicia. And Calm app.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody. People are creating these applications to make our lives better and more productive, and we're not doing it because we don't know. So you're here today. You're going to tell a friend to watch the video and make them accountable. What was tip number 7? One of the great things that I love to do is, with a replay, what was your best tip? And then how are you going to execute? All right, Jess, I'm going to execute this. Bop, bop, bop. Talk about it. Right? It's just so important for us. I can't stress that. If you are not whole, nothing will move. Right? You got the stocks. Your stocks is popping. You got the nice dress on, and now you laid up in the bed. Bill, I keep it 100, man, because I see it. I see it. I see the rich and famous, and I see the poverty, and nobody's more than anybody. Like my mom would say, nobody's more than you. You feels like he's ready for this one, but you have to do the work.
No,
stop. But he's looking for my seance.
I hope that your mom is getting compensated, because every webinar she has contributed some type of a quote. And one of them, it was, one hand can't clap without the other.
Be quiet. Somebody has to cut her a check.
Free.com. I think she owns free.com. And so, no. But really, Jessica, Alicia, you all have been amazing for the month of April. I look forward to working with you all in future months. So we definitely will keep this relationship going. I'm going to take us on to just a quick commercial break, and then we're going to wrap things up. As you know, at the U.S. Black Chamber, we try to bring, as many talented service providers and professionals to help with our U.S. Black Chamber constituency. All of our small business owners and entrepreneurs need all types of training throughout the year. And so we're able to go out and contract with folks like Jessica and Alicia, the career Mavericks, to help come in and bring some of those underutilized topics that our business owners and entrepreneurs need to know about. And so I want to thank the career Mavericks for the entire month of April, coming through with some amazing content, really blessing our audience throughout the month of April. And this webinar will be recorded, or has been recorded, and will be shared so that you can go back and study all the 7 tips, all the additional information that they gave us. And then I want you to go back and watch their first 3 webinars throughout the month of April for Thursday's Edge, if you did not get a chance to do so. So thank you, Jessica. Alicia, I'm going to take us to the next slide here, which talks about our resources that we provide at the United States Black Chamber Community Economic Development Corporation. And so you get a chance to see here. Let me make sure that I have the right slide up. I don't know if you all can see it.
No, it's not there.
We just see
still, it's still YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a bad slide to look at, by the way. So see if I can get it to focus in. Let me try this one more time. Y'all hang tight there with me, and we'll try to edit this out. How about now?
Yep, we're good.
Perfect. All right. I want you all to know that the content that was provided today and content just like it is provided by the United States Black Chamber of Commerce, Community Economic Development Corporation. We go out and we find the best of the best and we bring them to you all so that you all can be better informed when running your businesses and building your businesses. So we definitely thank you all for tuning in. I want to take you through some more information that we have. We are developing the very first or the very best Buy Black directory in the United States today. And it's called buyblack.us. And what we've done with buyblack.us is we've created this platform where we're going to utilize this listing, this directory, to help find opportunities for Black-owned businesses. We're also going to help consumers who are looking for Black-owned businesses find Black-owned businesses as well. So we want you to go out to www.buyblack.us to register your business. If you're a business owner and entrepreneur, register your business there so that we can create opportunities for you in the future. Next up, we have some amazing content that comes out for our entrepreneurs, and we have it recorded on our virtual webinars and on-demand page. So go to uschambers.org/webinars, and you can take a look at all of the different content that we have available for you, our entrepreneurs and business owners, all of our constituents. Whether you've started a business recently or you're about to start a business, you can definitely go out and check out this content. It will be on our website indefinitely. And next up, we also have a partnership with Google. We have our Grow with Google coaches that come through from time to time, and they offer up some amazing content as well, similar to what you've heard here today. So I want to make sure that you all get a chance to go out and learn from some of the best from Google and the Grow with Google coaches. So you can find their information at usblackchambers.org/grow with Google. And you still have time if you want to apply for a PPP loan, a Paycheck Protection Plan loan. You can go to chase.com/PPP to learn more about that opportunity. I believe that's been extended through to May 31st. So definitely go out there, take a look at those opportunities. And if you need it, definitely take advantage of that. And next up, if there's any information that you all are looking for around the CARES Act or navigating yourself through COVID-19, definitely visit our usblackchambers.org/CARES Act and learn more about some of the programming that we've done for the CARES Act, and then also how you can join the United States Black Chamber. Definitely get closer to the opportunities that the Chamber is definitely fighting so hard for and advocating so hard for on your behalf. So if you don't have a chamber home, you don't have a Black Chamber that you belong to, definitely go out to our website, look for the nearest Black Chamber or join the United States Black Chamber, and we'll get you pointed in the right direction. And we mentioned the Grow with Google or the partnership with Google. We also have a partnership where Google, you can list your business on Google and identify your business as a Black-owned business. So that's a partnership that we have with Google's platform. Make sure that you go out, set your business up on Google, and then also certify your business as Black-owned. And lastly, tomorrow, we have a very special event planned with the United States Small Business Association. We're going to be taking a look at restaurant revitalization funds. So there's $28.6 billion for grabs for many of our small businesses, small Black-owned restaurants that are out there that need funding. This year or this time around, the program is offering up supplying before many of the get a chance to ensure that if you very needed funds during this time as we crawl our way out of this recovery process post-COVID. So that's all we have for today. Again, Jessica, Alicia, it's just been a pleasure working with you all throughout the month of April. Any parting words before I let you go?
Just get started. Get started with everything that we've taught you guys. Now is the time to take off and take flight. Now is our time to maximize who we are.
And
Get
get the
started.
resources you need, get the help you need, the support you need, if you need it to get started, because we can't do this alone.
That'll be the last word. The Career Mavericks have said it. We thank you both, and we want you all to have a safe and a happy weekend. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Be
everyone.
safe. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.